If you watch all the previous trading videos on this channel, you might understand the individual concepts, but still wonder how you're supposed to put these together and actually, win trades. Don't worry though, I got you. Today we're breaking down how to take all them individual pieces that we learned and put them all together to learn how to win trades. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm gonna be giving y'all something special to keep y'all, on the right course on your day-to-day trading.
Get that money, go ahead, get that money. Young, get that money.
What's up, Get Money team? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We back on this channel dropping more content on future trading strategies and live trade recaps. In our previous basic videos, we learned individually about candlesticks, price action, key levels, and confluences like fair value gaps and order blocks. In today's video, to put it all together, our main focus is those two confluences. Fair value gaps and order blocks is the only way I trade every day. So in order to get y'all to put that all together, we gotta go back a little bit and look at what we went over already. The full length videos on each of these are at the cards at the top of the screen. The first one is our basic market structure video. We need to be able to identify which direction the market is trending. If you haven't heard this before, the trend is your friend. And since trading in itself is an unpredictable task, we want to minimize all of the odds that are stacked against us. And so that really just starts with knowing the trend and generally not trading against it. The second thing you need to go look over if you haven't already is the key levels video. At the beginning of every trading day, this is the first thing we're going to look for. The main key levels that we're going to look for is the previous day highs and lows, Asian session high and low, and London session high and low. These levels is important because we're looking to react off of imbalances in the market. Third concept we need to have down is the fair value gaps video. This is the main imbalance that we're looking for when we're trying to enter a trade. Why? Because it happens the most often and we know it's effective. Then of course, the honorable mention is the order blocks video. Now it's similar to a fair value gap, but the reward on these type of trades tend to be greater since we're at the peak of a reversal. Once you study these three concepts, you all caught up and you can come back to this video. Okay, cool. Welcome back. If you ain't go watch those videos, I'm gonna still give you a little summary of how we go into this every day. First, starting off with our key levels. Like I said before, the three main things that we're looking for as far as key levels when we enter the market is our previous day high and low, Asian session high and low, and London session high and low. Now, I personally like to zoom out a few days, but just from the previous day, we should be able to tell the trend. And so just off of that, if we're looking at an uptrend, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna be looking for buys. Cause like I said, you don't want to trade against the trend. The trend is your friend. So now we know we're looking at an uptrend, so we're looking for buys. The only thing we don't know is how and when we can enter a trade. And that's why we put these key levels down. Just one of our confluences happening is not enough to take a trade. We need 2 or more. But I made it easier for y'all because I only put 3 confluences in this video. There's a whole list of confluences that you can go watch on YouTube of different ways that people trade. But if you're here, it's because you learning how I'm doing it. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. But on a regular basis, going into the market, like I said, once we mark off all of our key levels and we identify the trend, the first thing that we're looking for is a sweep of the previous session high or low. So this means if we're in an uptrend and we're trying to catch buys, and we done already marked off our London session lows and our Asian session lows, I want to see a sweep of one of those before I get into a buy. And the same thing vice versa. Now, once you see a sweep, you're only waiting for one more confluence. In our situation, that's going to be a fair value gap. Now, even though you should have watched that video, if you didn't, here go a little summary. Right here, if we sweep this low, and we start extending to the upside, the space between this first candle and this third candle is an imbalance in the market. We're gonna wanna retrace into that before we continue up. And so that's what we're looking to catch when we're entering a trade. Now this can happen anywhere throughout the day. That's why I say it happens the most often. But the order block is the best case scenario of this imbalance happening because the order block is at the very peak of either a high or a low. And once it's swept and shoots in the other direction, since we see that this is already a reversal, when price comes back into this gap, 9 times out of 10, we're able to hold this trade for longer because it's at the very peak of a reversal. So in either one of these situations, getting in the middle of this imbalance is fine too, but your stop loss is just gonna have to be a little bit lower or a little bit higher, depending on which way you move. We know that we need to give ourselves a good amount of space for our stop loss. Our take profit just needs to be at the nearest highs or the nearest lows. And as long as you can do this at least 50% of the time, congratulations, you're a profitable trader. The concept itself is not that hard. It's just a you versus you thing. Make sure you hit the like button if this video helped you. Also comment down below if you want me to go more in depth on anything. Like I said, I am back on this channel bringing as much value as I can. So make sure y'all study up on this video and I'll see y'all in the next one. I almost forgot. I did have something for y'all at the end of this video. This right here is a printout. You can either print it out or you can save it on your screensaver or do whatever you want with it. But this here is a printout of our day-to-day trading regimen. All you gotta do is go down the list and make sure that you're checking things off the list before you get into a trade. That's for y'all. But I appreciate y'all boys for watching. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next video. Let's get money.